Welcome to Gentle Mindshift, where we explore profound truths about life and human nature. Today, we delve into a powerful fable about kindness and boundaries. In a vibrant, bustling farmyard, nestled amongst rolling green hills, lived a community of animals, each with their own unique personality and role. Among them was Calder, a magnificent draft horse, whose impressive strength and diligent nature made him an invaluable asset to the farm. Calder worked tirelessly from dawn till dusk, his powerful frame moving with grace, ensuring the farm's prosperity through his unwavering commitment and effort. Despite his immense power, Calder possessed an incredibly gentle spirit, always putting the needs of others before his own, a trait often misunderstood. He would often step aside, allowing smaller, more assertive creatures to take his place, believing that peace was found in constant yielding and compromise. This gentle disposition, while admirable, gradually led to a subtle shift in how other farm animals perceived and treated the magnanimous draft horse. His constant yielding, initially seen as kindness, was slowly misinterpreted as a lack of resolve, an unspoken invitation for others to take advantage. Enter Flint, the farm's resident rooster, notorious for his boisterous attitude and keen ability to identify any perceived weakness among his barnyard companions. Flint, quick to notice Calder's passive nature, began to test the boundaries, starting with small acts of deliberate disrespect, observing the horse's reaction. These repeated small aggressions, met with Calder's characteristic silence, emboldened Flint further, confirming his belief that the gentle giant would never retaliate. The pecking, though minor, was a clear act of provocation, a blatant disregard for Calder's personal space, yet still met with the horse's unwavering patience. Observing Calder's consistent inaction, the other farm animals began to interpret his gentleness as weakness, and Flint's dominance became the new norm. Soon, other animals, emboldened by Flint's example, started to mimic his behavior, pushing and jostling Calder, eroding his personal space and dignity. The once respected giant now found himself marginalized, his quiet strength overlooked, as the farm's dynamics shifted, leaving him increasingly isolated and vulnerable. His once bright, kind eyes now reflected a weariness, a silent plea for understanding in a world that seemed to mistake his compassion for an absence of will. One crisp autumn morning, a new arrival graced the farm, Myra, an old mare whose silver mane and calm eyes hinted at a lifetime of profound experiences. Myra, with her keen perception, quickly noticed the peculiar dynamics within the farm, particularly the imbalance of power surrounding the gentle giant Calder. She watched as Flint, the audacious rooster, repeatedly challenged Calder, chipping away at the horse's peace, while the other animals merely stood by, silent observers. Myra approached Calder with a quiet respect, acknowledging his presence, a gesture of understanding that spoke volumes without a single uttered word. She sensed the unspoken tension, the subtle shifts in power, and the quiet suffering of Calder, realizing that true kindness required more than just passive acceptance. Myra, a mare of profound wisdom, began to formulate a plan, a practical lesson to illuminate the true nature of respect and its crucial importance. She strategically positioned a heavy wooden bucket in the farmyard, a silent prop for the impending lesson, drawing the attention of the curious onlookers. With a gentle call, Myra summoned Flint, whose inherent arrogance quickly brought him to the scene, unaware he was about to become an unwitting participant. Myra then looked at Flint, then at the sturdy bucket, a silent challenge in her eyes, inviting him to demonstrate his notorious assertiveness to all present. Flint, ever the braggart, kicked the bucket with all his might, expecting it to tumble, but to his surprise, it stood firm, refusing to yield. He tried again and again, with increasing force, but the wooden container stubbornly resisted, its immovable presence exposing the limits of his bluster and aggression. Myra, addressing the assembled animals, then spoke with a calm, resonant voice, her words carrying the weight of years of observation and understanding. Flint refrains from kicking this sturdy bucket with true intent because he understands its immovable nature, its steadfast refusal to be budged by his antics. But he bullies Calder freely, confident in the knowledge that Calder, in his gentle nature, will invariably back down and offer no true resistance. The other animals, witnessing this simple demonstration, began to grasp the profound truth Myra was revealing, seeing their own complicity in the unfolding drama. This simple truth, often overlooked, reveals that genuine respect is not freely given, but rather earned through the clear establishment of personal boundaries. Calder, absorbing Myra's wisdom, felt a profound shift within him, recognizing the subtle difference between kindness and allowing oneself to be continually exploited. As twilight bathed the farm in its gentle embrace, Calder spent the evening reflecting on Myra's powerful words, understanding their true, life-altering implications. He realized that true kindness did not mean sacrificing his self-respect, but rather, it involved teaching others how to treat him with dignity. The very next evening, Flint, oblivious to the profound shift occurring, approached Calder's trough with his usual audacious intent, ready to repeat his disrespectful act. As Flint prepared his usual kick, Calder stood his ground, a calm, unwavering resolve in his eyes, a silent declaration of his newfound boundary. With a gentle but firm voice, Calder uttered just 3 simple words, imbued with a power that resonated throughout the quiet farmyard. Flint, taken aback by this unprecedented response, saw not anger, but an unbreakable resolve in Calder's eyes, a boundary he dared not cross. Without a single fight or raised voice, Flint understood. He retreated, his usual bravado replaced by a grudging acknowledgement of Calder's newly asserted dignity. A hush fell over the farmyard as the other animals watched, a collective realization dawning upon them, acknowledging Calder's quiet strength and his newfound resolve. Calder continued his meal, his actions speaking volumes, demonstrating that respect was not something to be begged for, but quietly asserted with unwavering conviction. From that day forward, the farm's dynamics profoundly changed. No longer did animals encroach upon Calder's space, respecting his quiet, firm boundaries. Myra observed Calder, a subtle smile on her wise face, knowing that the most valuable lessons are often taught not with words, but through courageous action. Myra's profound wisdom resonated. True respect is not freely given, but rather cultivated and maintained through clear, consistent self-advocacy and firm boundaries. Calder's story teaches us that establishing boundaries isn't about being unkind or aggressive, but about safeguarding your inherent dignity and personal well-being. Setting boundaries is a compassionate act towards yourself, a declaration that your peace and self-worth are non-negotiable, deserving of unwavering protection. It's about teaching others how to interact with you, fostering relationships built on mutual respect rather than on your continuous self-sacrifice. Sometimes all it takes is one moment of unwavering resolve, one quiet stand, to show the world who you truly are and what you genuinely represent. Their shared wisdom underscores that kindness without boundaries can inadvertently become a silent invitation for disrespect, eroding one's inner peace. Myra's gentle intervention helped Calder understand that true strength lies not in endless yielding, but in the courageous act of defining one's space. Calder's quiet transformation became a powerful testament to the fact that even the gentlest souls can, and must, assert their worth. The entire farm now thrived in an atmosphere of mutual respect, a direct result of one horse's courage to finally stand firm and unwavering. Like this resilient flower, standing tall and proud, we too must cultivate our inner strength to protect our personal integrity and blossoming self-worth. Just as a river needs its banks to flow gracefully, we need clear boundaries to navigate life's currents without losing our essential self. Calder's journey reminds us that true peace comes not from avoiding conflict, but from confidently upholding your own inherent value and boundaries. This newfound harmony among the farm animals beautifully illustrates the transformative power of self-respect, creating a more peaceful community for everyone involved. Let Calder's story inspire you to stand tall, set your boundaries, and live a life where your kindness is always met with genuine, deserving respect. Thank you for joining us on this insightful journey. We hope Calder's tale empowers you to embrace your strength and set clear, respectful boundaries. See you next time.